Here we have Kara. How's it going?
Hello. First GBA live on Instagram.
First live. First actual live.
First actual live. That's actually true. Were we supposed to
Graham
tell
coming in.
everyone that? I mean,
Oh,
they're
that the
live.
other ones aren't live?
I think we're spilling all of the GBA
Hmm.
society
And what I was thinking,
secrets.
this is like the first time they're gonna be able to see our actual faces.
That is true.
This is why I was wearing masks. So hey everybody.
Hi, everyone. For those who are joining, we're doing live with GBA Society.
Mm-hmm.
And we're basically here to answer all of your questions. We're just waiting on on Graham.
On
Yeah,
Graham. I've accepted him, but it doesn't seem to be wanting him to. It says you're unable to join Graham, unfortunately. But I'm working on it. But yeah, today will basically be open to just any questions. This will be more of a chill. Oh, here we go.
Speaking
there we
of,
go.
here I
There's the
am.
Whoa!
devil.
Hello, hello.
There he
Sorry
is.
about that.
The man behind the camera.
Now on the camera.
Now on the camera for two
Kind of
straight
crazy.
episodes.
That's
Kind of
true.
crazy.
Pretty crazy. But yeah, it'll be more of a chill episode today, guys. So feel free to throw questions. We have a couple things we'll talk about. I know we're all going through the internship process right now. Or not internship process, sorry, abroad process. I'm going through the internship
Yeah,
process.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I guess with everything out of the way, Kara, can you see Graham on the live?
I cannot at the moment,
Oh, you
but
Okay.
can't?
It's just like a loading thing.
Really?
We can hear you, but
it might be your internet. Hopefully,
Yeah,
it'll
that's
connect.
very possible. Hopefully, I can see myself,
hmm,
so
interesting.
it's very
Maybe
peculiar.
jump out and jump back in one more time.
Yeah, I'll
See if that
Oliver,
try.
works.
Graham is coming. Hopefully he will be
We
here.
need
We're
What's
Graham.
up,
doing our
buddy?
best.
I'm
Where's
trying. I'm
Graham? People are
trying.
blowing up the comments. We're trying.
They love me. Hold on,
They
wait.
want
Let me.
Graham.
I'm gonna flip my camera and then flip it back. Did that change anything?
It
No.
still just says like loading.
Okay. Oh my gosh, so many people who I know
Does the
have joined
study
this
abroad
thing.
have to be first semester? Okay, we got a question while we're
We
figuring this
got a
out.
That's fake.
question.
Does the study abroad
Yeah.
have to be first semester? Great question. It will either be in the first semester of your third year or fourth year. You can kind of choose. But yes, it will be in the first semester of either your third year or fourth year. So something to keep in mind. It's just how it works with the schedule. There's a lot of like you have to take some electives there when you're abroad, obviously, because you can't take all these courses that are offered in Stratford.
But the one good thing about GBDA is obviously they have based the program so that a lot of people are able to go abroad. And usually the abroad process can be really difficult. But GBD does a great job to make it not difficult. So
This is
yes,
true.
yeah, it's only first
Yeah.
semester, but at least you have two different years that you get to choose from.
hmm You got some variety there.
Yeah.
What is the live about? Next question. It is about
Oh,
whatever, anything really. What if you have any
I can
questions?
answer this one. Ali, this is for my university program. He's Ali's one of my buddies from camp
Oh,
who's
okay,
hopped in. So
nice.
But yeah,
That's awesome.
so thanks, Eddie, for being here. If you have any questions about Graham's program, we're
yeah.
here for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you guys see me yet or no still?
No, I think you might have to hop out and hop back in, Graham.
All right,
I don't see.
I'll try.
Actually, yeah.
And then I'll
Load in the chat. Can everyone see Graham?
yeah, it's hard to tell. Oh, my dad just joined the live. That's scary.
Nice.
Oh gosh.
He's like, I gotta step out. That's funny.
Well, we
I
Yeah,
guess.
appreciate
okay.
Well, Graham.
I'll hop out and I'll hop back in and try and
Yeah, sounds good.
yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah,
all
I have the best grades. Don't even worry about it.
right.
Director of academics, so you
Yeah,
know,
he's an academic.
exactly. All right, I'll be back in 1 second.
All
that
right, sounds
sounds
good.
great. Okay, well, when Graham is trying to figure out this, little bit of technical difficulty, why not let's go into the noteworthy things this
Yeah,
week?
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. So, well, guys, we're back to class. If you are in class, well, get on it because your classes have been started. Uh, Other than that, we this is a different type of live that we usually do, but we're here to answer all your questions. So the audio quality might not be the best, but we really wanted to be interactive with you guys today. And on top of that, just for everyone who is not aware, we are going to be online until at least January 27th. But we'll keep everyone posted. But so far, everyone's coming back for January 27th. So if you're at home right now and you have some in-person classes, you probably should make some plans to come home. I know I'm in the next couple days.
Back to Stratford, everybody. It's coming. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Obviously, there's a lot up in the air right now, and they're not exactly sure when we'll be able to come back, just from public health, and safety, and things like that. But for right now, they say till the 27th, so we'll see. And I guess also I can mention, if you guys are kind of in the Stratford area and you do need equipment or anything like that, Media Services is available for like a curbside pickup, as the word I was looking for. And you can go through and pick up whatever you want, camera, lighting, whatever. Make sure you just have an appointment, and also checking out you have to make a checkout through the web checkout online. And then you can go, and they're open most days. We got Monday to Friday from 9 to 4. So a lot of time there to pick up any equipment if you need. And yeah, that's kind of out of the way.
That's awesome.
Graham,
I didn't even know that.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, Graham, are you in?
I'm here. I don't know if you guys can see me still.
Your camera's all messed up. We can still hear you though.
Man. Okay.
Well,
that's really
okay.
unfortunate. But
you're here in spirit.
Yeah.
We can hear you though. That's what's important. This will be uploaded to YouTube later on like a Zoom format. So
hopefully you'll be able to see me there. Yeah.
But right here we can, unfortunately.
Yeah. So we got a question. It was about abroad and
the overall average, I believe.
It's a good question. I think it's basically you have to have both a 70% minimum average in Gbda courses and 70% minimum in just like your electives overall, and for that to be for 2 years university. So that's why you can't take it until your 3rd or 4th year. So yeah, you will need to obtain a 70% average. But if you work hard and like put your nose down, you should be able to hit a 70% average.
Yeah, shouldn't be too hard to get.
I wouldn't worry about that too much.
It's definitely very obtainable. So.
Exactly.
Nothing to
for
worry
sure.
about.
Yeah. And all of us are currently going through the abroad process. We've all applied to schools. Me and Graham applied in the first round. Kara has just gone through the second round.
Yeah. So for those who still want to apply, it just opened yesterday. So make sure that you go, if you haven't gone to one of their meetings, make sure you go to one of the meetings, and then you can also apply right now up until the end of the month. So it's coming up really soon, but there's still your chance, and there's still a lot of schools that are available for abroad. So that's really exciting.
Exactly. There's lots of options for you guys. Where did you guys end up, or Graham, where did you end up picking? Where'd you get matched to?
I got matched to Paris, actually. So it's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to heading back there. I was lucky enough to participate in an exchange to France when I was in high school. So I'm hoping I'll be able to go back and kind of reconnect with some old friends and make some new friends. So should be a really really wonderful experience.
That sounds like a good time. And where did you end up? Where did you put as your first choice, Kara?
I also did France. Gotta keep the same roommate, but
exactly.
But I mainly applied to France and Australia. Those were the ones that were really interested to me. One thing to mention, Olivia put this in the comment. Thanks, Olivia. So to apply for abroad, yes, you need a 70% acceptance rate, but depending on which school you want to apply to, each school itself has a different acceptance rate. So just because I want to go to Paris or I want to go to a specific school in Australia doesn't mean that I will necessarily be matched with it. It will all be based on my grades. And some schools have a red circle, a yellow circle, or a green circle based on the previous year's acceptance to see like if they got it as their first, second, or third, or fourth choice. So that was just something to mention that Olivia put in the comments. What about you, Charlie?
Let's say just add on that. Oh, well, yeah. I was matched to the University of Rotterdam, which is in the Netherlands, which I'm really stoked about.
Very exciting.
But also to mention, just kind of add on what Kara was saying, you do get 4 options when going for abroad, and you can rank them. So you get like your first choice, second choice, third choice, fourth choice.
Hmm.
But important to mention, and so what I didn't really know going through it, is once you get through that, they only give you one option. Like you don't get to choose. Like you only get accepted to one, and you can only choose that one.
Hmm.
You don't get accepted to 3, and you have like an option. You rank the ones which you like best, and then whatever one you get accepted to is the one you kind of get accepted to, which is just something to keep in mind. Because I know that's happened to a few people who put like their second choice, and then they got into their second choice and only their second choice. They couldn't choose like their third or fourth. So just
There
something
is
to note.
another option with that though is you can accept the choice but still reapply. So if you did get into a university abroad, but you're not 100% thrilled with the selection, you are able to reapply and not lose that first matching, I believe. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're not 100% thrilled with what you got in the first run through, deadline's on the 27th, I believe. So go ahead
Yeah.
and reapply. It's definitely
That's
an option.
that's a good point, Graham. That's what I was just about to mention, because if you don't like what you get into, you can try to reapply, but there is that risk of not getting in. So it's just something to consider, the opportunity cost there. Just a
Hmm.
little Gbda reference.
Ooh, little econ thing.
Well, yeah, that's funny. Ju Young says, hey Ju Young, how you doing?
I think the first years are going through Econ 101 right now, actually.
Oh,
So
I
hopefully
pray
that's
for
going
you.
well for them. Yeah. It's,
That was not the most fun, but it's not bad. It's good,
yeah,
like foundation for stuff you'll be using later on. So
definitely. I've already noticed some stuff in 211, which is the course I'm taking right now, which is international business.
mm,
And that a few of the things that we've discussed have related back in some ways to econ. So
yeah,
yeah.
for sure. I was just gonna ask, so how are you guys doing? What courses do you guys have right now?
Man,
Throw that to Kara.
that's a great question,
Oh, you know
Charlie.
what? It is still
Um,
early, and I should
Yeah.
also mention that early on. If you don't know exactly what you're taking, that's completely normal. Don't be like, oh
Yeah.
no, I don't even know. Like it usually takes a week or two, sometimes even 3 weeks to understand everything you got going on. Because there's a
Hmm.
bunch of codes and everything can be a little bit confusing. But at a certain point, you will know. But as early on, I also agree with you. As soon as I asked you that question, I just thought as well, like, oh, I don't even know if I can name all of my courses right now.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
By the end, as long as by the end of your semester, you know what courses you took, I think and like you learned from them, I think that's the most important. But
Mm,
we're taking a few courses right now. Graham and I, it's pretty much the
Hmm.
same stream. We do have one elective, but there's Gbda 202, which is a video class.
Yeah.
Um,
Digital media project number 2. Pretty exciting
mm,
stuff.
great course.
definitely. See,
Yeah.
he knows all the names. He
I
almost
yeah,
thinks
I know him
no.
decently. We've got so 202 is the digital media project, which we just started. First project seems like it'll be pretty fun. It's an animation of sorts, which is
Oh, you guys are
nice.
doing animations. That's awesome.
Yeah, so
Mm.
it's a little, I think, 30-second max animation learning After Effects, and
That's
yeah,
sweet.
I'm really excited to delve into that. And then we have 204, which is the working in teams and project management course. I actually just had a class this morning for that one, so that was a good discussion there. And then
Mm-hmm.
211 and 212, 211 being international business and 212 being the I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's the portfolio resume class,
Mm.
teaching you
Yeah,
how to market yourself, which
that
is
one is
I'm
very
really looking forward to that.
important. Yeah, take a lot of notes on
Yeah,
that one, especially since I'm doing the internship applications now. It's
yeah,
really important to know how to write a cover letter and sell yourself and have a nice portfolio for handing in. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely an important course, I'd say.
That's
yeah,
the one thing I've
absolutely.
noticed about GBA courses is that they're very hands-on, and even with that, most GBA courses, or almost all, work towards building your portfolio so that by the time you graduate, you
Hmm.
have a job.
Yeah,
And
you
I think
Yeah,
got
that's super cool. And I don't think
mhm,
I
yeah.
completely fully grasped that at the beginning when I first applied to GBA. But then as I'm slowly, as we do more courses, I'm like, oh my god,
mhm,
Hmm.
okay, we're
I definitely
actually
want
producing things,
Yeah,
and this
I
is
definitely
really
wanted to mention
cool.
absolutely.
that. It's like all most you're supposed to have like 3 or 4 projects on like to really showcase on your portfolio, and all of the ones that I've had are like from projects that I've done through GBDA.
Yeah.
So it gives you really that experience to throw up on there, and make case studies and things like that. And yeah, your projects here should be like more than enough experience to get you a really decent, solid portfolio.
Yeah. No, I mean, just after 201 last term, I mean, we produced like a solid short documentary and an instructional video and just a whole bunch of little things. And yeah, like all that adding up is really amazing. Also, hello, Jess in the chat.
Yeah, I was
Former
just gonna say
GBA
that.
Society President Jess.
GBDA legacy.
So, yes. Got some alumni coming back.
That's awesome.
Good to see.
But yeah, that's definitely. Any other courses, or how did your courses go last term?
They were good. Kara and I shared GBA 201 in person, which was awesome. It was our first in-person course, and yeah, had such a blast working on that. Learned so much. We do actually have a question in the chat really quickly from Annika. Do we start doing those types of projects in GBDA 101?
That's a good question.
So I think GBDA 101 definitely gets you started. It's less, it's not as similar to 202 with video, but you do, at least the way it worked for me was I was partnered up with someone for the term, and we produced artwork or we did a magazine, we did a poster, we did a logo, and yeah, so it was digital media, all for the other person. So it was like working with a client, and so you do get some things that you can absolutely put on a portfolio.
Yeah.
I think last year GBA 101 was like the course that I came out with. Like I produced the most things from GBA 101, and I still have them on my portfolio to this day. And I think one thing to mention is with your courses, take them seriously, because yeah, you can just do your courses for the fact of doing your courses, but you could also make some beautiful and some really amazing work that you'll be proud to show off later on. And when I applied to jobs, and even in my current job that I had, I was like, hey, I can make you a micro animation. Do you want it? And now I have like a legit company that I've made one for. So
that's awesome.
Anyways, on to you, Charlie.
Yeah, I would say 301 not 301. 101 is definitely a good like touchstone to just teach you a lot of skills that you'll be using in the next like courses going forward. It really that's what we love about GBDA is you can learn so many like even just the basics of like little skills, like as Kara was saying, she could make a micro animation just from like learning that through GBDA pretty much, which is just like little things like that where you can really round out your skill set. I think is really awesome. But yeah, 101 is definitely a good course to make some cool art and things like that you can definitely throw in your portfolio.
Absolutely.
I'll move on to a next question here. This is from my roommate, actually. He's just talking about he's got a job interview soon, and what are some tips for interviews? So I guess I'll throw that to you, Graham, to start. What do you got for interviews?
Ooh, okay. I haven't interviewed in a little while, I must admit. I'm working part-time right now with WUSA as a videographer. And so I've been with them for about a year now. But I think for me, I like to, there are the typical interview questions that people will have, like what makes you good for this job? What makes, like what are some weaknesses you might have with this position? And I feel like if you know the answer to like the general job interview questions, and then you're confident and you're having a good time with it, like just be relaxed and you'll do fine.
Definitely. What about you, Kara?
What about for me?
Sorry.
I think when I interview, I think they're not only hiring you for your skill set, but they're also hiring you as a person. And I think it's really important to be, at least for me, I'm a very bubbly person and I smile a lot, and that's just who I am. So when I interview, that I haven't interviewed for a long time, but it's something that is really important, is that you show enthusiasm and you show that you're a good person. And like Graham said, prepare those questions, like go over them over and over again. And funny enough, I somehow landed on interview TikTok. like I'm not saying that TikTok is the best way to like formulate your questions during an interview, but there's some there's some really cool tricks that I didn't know beforehand that
Hmm.
I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And always remember, always ask a question at the end. Always have something prepared to ask a question back, and really dive into like the company that you're applying for. Do your research on them because they want to know that you're knowledgeable. They want to know that you've done like they want to hire you as much as you want to be hired,
Hmm.
you know?
Mhm.
So I think that's really really important to do your research on the company itself and your role and what you will be doing, and then just be curious, ask questions. You know, this is whenever you apply for a job, this is something that you're probably going to be doing for a certain amount of time, and you want to know about, you know, the company culture and what
Hmm.
a typical day of life uh, would be. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm. For
What
sure.
about
that's a
you,
really good
Charlie?
point.
Oh, if you have something to touch on, Graham, go
Okay,
for it.
go,
Well,
Graham.
I just wanted to say that's a really good point. Researching the company, it really shows you go above and beyond. But yeah, sorry, Charlie, you're interviewing right now for the
Yeah,
internship.
you're in the internship process.
Shortly,
How's
I
that
will.
going?
It's well right now. Okay, yeah. I'll start with my interview tips, and then I'll get to the internship process that I'm going through right now.
Gotcha.
But for interviewing, I think I went through this process recently. Um, Definitely, as Kara was saying, do your homework. I think that's really important. Is just to know the background and just like keywords, buzzwords that the company uses and what the company is and their values, and make sure that you align with those values and that you can, relate to that. And that'll definitely be a good way to get the job. Just showing that, you're very interested in the job. Show that you have whatever the company is. Show you have a lot of interest in it, and you think it's something that's like a good fit. And yeah, as Kara was saying, sell yourself. Just be the best you. Be yourself. You don't. Yeah. Just yeah. That's all I really gotta say. But
Definitely.
and also, I think in the portfolio class, you will go through interview tips. 204, what is that class? 210?
212, I believe.
212. 212.
Yeah,
Through 212, you'll definitely get some more resources for that.
yeah.
But yes, as for the internship process, if you guys have any questions about that, please feel free to throw those in the
Mhm.
chat. But right now, currently, the first round of interview, or not interview, but applications is started for the internship process. So basically, how it works is you go on Waterloo Works, and there's a huge job board posting of like hundreds of jobs, and you can click on them and see, what the job's all about, where it's located, how many positions they have, and things like that. And you can search by keywords for things that you'd want to go for. So I've been looking a lot at like digital marketing, graphic design, things like that. And basically, you can go through there and you can apply. You send in your resume, you make a new cover letter, and you can apply to a lot. So currently, right now, I'm just kind of seeing all the jobs that interest me, and I'm just applying, sending in resumes, and making new cover letters. And yeah, it's been fun to see all the jobs. It's really exciting going forward. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have any questions about that.
We did get a little question in the chat here from Lauren, who asks, does the school have any resources that can help when applying for jobs, like resume critiques or interview preps?
This is very good.
Yeah.
If you are in this cycle or this I keep saying interview, internship process right now, you'll be getting lots of emails from the Career Hub or the Co-op Hub. I'm not quite sure um, what it's called specifically, but they send lots of emails relating to different sort of resume critiques that you can go to, which are like live meetings where you send in your resume and they read it
Hmm.
over, tell you things that you can improve on, as well as a lot of this will be available through Waterloo Works. When you get to this point, you can there'll be different types of sessions like like info sessions, interview preparation, resume critique sessions, things like that that can really help you if you're kind of stressing a little bit, or you said I need someone to edit this resume, whatever the case may be. There are resources available for you to check out. That when the time comes, that is, of course.
Hmm.
And like the term I'm in now, I'm taking PD1, which is basically a course that just prepares you for the whole internship process. So, and that's really helpful, and they give you a lot of good tips about resumes and cover letters and things like that. So yeah, don't stress too much if you're worried about like, oh, I need help with this. The help will come. But yeah, that's pretty
And
much
the
all I have to say for
resources are
that.
there.
The
Yeah.
resources are
One
there.
thing, one thing that I'll just add to that really quickly is if you're not in the current application process for co-op term or for the internship, Waterloo does have on campus the Center for Career Action. So if you search into Google, U Waterloo Center for Career Action, they have you can set up meetings with people who are experienced in writing resumes and critiquing, and they can give you lots of help there. So there are definitely resources available. Also, just really quickly, Kara, I think you accidentally left the Zoom meeting that we're recording on here.
Yes,
I was
So-
also supposed to mention that.
Yeah. Did your computer die or?
died. Yes.
Oh, unfortunate. Okay.
That's okay. These things happen. Anyways, yeah, if we have any other questions about the internship process or abroad process, feel free to shoot it in the chat. We're definitely the ones to talk to about that.
Yeah.
But just for the time being, since we're all back to remote for now, hopefully not too much longer.
How's
but
remote learning
we
going
are.
for you guys?
That's what I was gonna say. How is that going for you guys? Graham, we'll start with you. How's remote learning going?
I'll start. You know what? It's not too bad. I feel like I've got a pretty good routine of it down. This is term number 4 starting online with me, so I feel like I'm pretty experienced. I'm trying something a little different. This term I've totally shifted my sleep schedule. I'm now trying to I'm trying to wake up early, so I'm getting up at like 7:30 every morning, trying to keep I don't know, just stay on top of things, and that's been working well for me so far. So we'll see if that keeps up. Obviously, there's no guarantee, but yeah, I mean, how have things been going for you, Kara? Back in Ottawa, still lots of family to work around, I imagine.
Yeah, well, my mom's a teacher, so she's been teaching from home. And then obviously I have 2 other siblings, so they are also doing school online. But because I'm home, and because I moved out, I have less of a dedicated space to myself. So I do not wake up at 7:30 in the morning. I have done a few lectures from my bed, but that's okay, because what's important is that I go to them. And even if people out there who don't go to them, you guys can most of your profs will record the lecture, and then you can watch it on your own time. But I decide to go to them just because it's a great way to wake up. I'm like, okay, time to watch my lecture.
True.
But it's going okay. I think we do the best we can, and as long as you stay on top of your work, make sure you have all your dates planned out. If you haven't gone through your syllabuses and syllabi,
Yeah.
is that the word? Yeah.
I think so.
I feel like we've had this said before.
Maybe. I mean, it's like octopus, right? It's like octopi is the.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just got a weird deja vu moment. I feel like that's been on another episode of Gbda on air.
Maybe like one of the early ones from last term or something.
Yeah, or go get yourself an agenda chapter.
Yeah.
Make sure all your dates are put down, and we just hope that at the end of the month that we'll be able to be back in person. But make the best. I've made the most of it with like our discussion groups that we've had. And
definitely.
It also gives room to do your own things on the side. Like, since I am home, I go skating with my brother here and there. So I think it's important to get out.
Absolutely.
Have a good work-life balance.
It's very
what
important.
we're aiming for.
We've been preaching that. Have a good work-life balance, everybody.
Oh, it's crucial. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of what I was just gonna say is, the first, especially online, it's always a little jarring getting all your courses and dates and like due dates all scheduled. I have everything written down on my agenda. I've actually invested in an array of colored pens to keep everything organized. So we're making moves in 2022.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, I don't have colored pens. I think I need to upgrade to that level. But I've got like a thing. I write down like all the assignments or like everything I have to do in the week. I just go week by week, and I can just check it off. And I don't know. I find there's something, I really enjoy that, because I find there's something really satisfying about seeing the boxes get checked off as the week goes on.
Yeah.
But one thing I would say, if any of you guys aren't attending your live lectures, one thing I might recommend is starting to and make an effort to get into them, because if you have any questions during, it's so easy to ask. The prof is right there. And for when we do eventually end up back in person, that way you're already on the schedule of all right, you already know I got to go to this lecture at this time, and it keeps it more consistent, which I find is much easier. So
Hmm.
definitely something to look into.
Sure.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm just gonna say this. Please put on your camera
Oh,
because it makes class so much nicer.
That is true.
I'm
nice
not
egg.
forcing anyone to do it. I haven't done it all. I haven't done it all the time,
None of the
but
classes with me. I'm calling you
because
out.
I've been in bed.
Ooh.
But
That would do it. That would do it.
if everyone else had their camera on, I would
Yeah.
still have my camera on in bed. I did that multiple times last year.
Yeah.
So, uh, I think more people should do it.
I
And
agree.
I think it just makes things so much nicer. Because
Yeah.
Graham, like I'm talking to you right now, but I can't see your face, and it's so
Yeah.
Which is really
sad.
unfortunate because I can see my face. I don't know why my internet's not working like that.
Yeah.
But
Unfortunate.
no,
But yeah, what I
definitely
was just
turn the
gonna
cameras on.
yeah, what I was
It's
gonna add to
crucial.
that, especially in like those second year classes when you're in a bunch of group projects, like especially if it's just like 6 people or whatever, 8 people, like turn the camera on. If it's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
huge lecture
And
and maybe you don't want to be on it, then I understand that. But for those little small group meetings, like there's
Hmm.
nothing like worse than like I've had those examples where it's been like a group of like 6 people and I'm like the only one with my camera on and it's like oh
It doesn't feel as good. It's like,
no.
man, like I just want to be like open and see these people.
Mm,
I find it so much easier to work with someone and to relate with them, and if they have their camera on, if you can see their face. I can't even count the amount of lectures I've had this year where and it's been an online thing and it's been me and the prof with our cameras on and that's it. But so definitely, if you have a webcam, turn it on, especially for the smaller ones. It not only does it help your classmates, but I mean, imagine being the prof and just talking at your laptop with no faces looking back at you
yeah,
for a couple hours.
I had talked to one of my friends who goes to a different university, and they had told me, well, none of the students put their cameras on, so therefore
Yeah,
the prof decided not to have their camera on. So they did the
oh
lecture without the
yeah,
camera on, and I was like, that's
like
crazy. I would hate that. And then it just put
yeah,
things into perspective. So, and also it helps with the transition because the small
absolutely.
groups, you're gonna see each other. You're gonna see each other in a
Eventually,
month.
yeah.
yeah.
So
On
Hopefully
campus
less than a
you'd be
month.
running into people. And you'd be like,
Yeah,
"Oh, you're
exactly.
that person. I didn't even know what you looked like because the camera was off."
Yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, I would agree with that. If in small groups, especially, it's a great way to just connect, especially just getting through remote. Especially we're gonna transition back to in person. It's nice to know what everyone
exactly.
looks like because you're gonna be in the same groups
100%.
probably. I'm assuming.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure. And in the meantime, since we are online, if any of you guys have any ideas or things that you would like GBDA SOC to do virtually, send us an email, send us a DM. Charlie will
Hmm.
respond to you, or I will
Yeah,
respond to
Yes,
you.
someone will get to it.
yeah.
One of us will get to it. So we are really here for you guys. We want to listen to your opinions as well. We
Yeah.
obviously have our GBA meetings every week where we do our best to create fun things for you guys. But if you guys
Hmm.
have any ideas, just let us know.
Yeah. We got some good stuff coming down the pipeline, I think.
Yeah, I
So,
was just gonna say, I think there's some virtual things in the works currently, so
Mm-hmm.
keep
yeah,
an eye out for that. Totally forgot to mention, but the Gbda Survival Guide is now created. So if you guys want to take a look
very
at that,
true.
there's a lot of
Woo-woo!
links and resources there for you guys, especially first years who are going to be coming to Stratford for the first time. Or
Yeah.
yeah, there's if you're having trouble socializing, there's a bunch of options there to help make friends, make connections within the community,
Hmm.
as well as just some of our favorite spots to check out in Waterloo and Stratford. Some
And
cool
Stratford.
spots
Yeah.
there.
There's a lot of good stuff around.
Mhm.
So, check it
Yeah,
out.
so feel free to take a look at that. We had a couple guys or a couple people on society working on that, and it turned out great. So, and also if
Hmm.
you want anything added to that, please let us know
Mm-hmm.
because we're always looking. We're going to be looking to expand that. I think just going forward. Just if anyone has any ideas for anything on there,
Yeah.
feel free to let us know.
It'll be an evolving document, I believe. Lots
Yeah.
of
For sure.
additions.
Hmm.
So,
Definitely. I guess
yeah.
moving forward, there was a couple questions that have been asked that were on like I did like a ask us questions or whatever like a week ago.
Yeah.
And one of them, we touched on this briefly in the last episode, but the commute to Stratford, is it like, what's the deal with that? And I guess like I can start on that because you guys are living in Stratford.
We live in Stratford, so we don't get
They
the
don't really
commuter
have to commute,
experience.
but that's always an
Yeah,
option as well, is to live in Stratford.
It is a 40-minute commute. Up
yeah.
to
It
you
is a
if you want to do
40-minute
it.
commute, and
I think the
I
better
can comment on that.
option, I think the better option is what Kara and I have, which is a 2-minute walk down the street, and then you're there.
Yeah.
This is
So,
gonna get
but
into
yeah,
the good debates analysis. We're gonna have to debate
yes,
Stratford versus
yes,
Waterloo.
yes. But
But
how is the commute, Charlie?
yeah, the commute is definitely a huge factor you have to consider, especially with like gas prices nowadays. But the way I've been doing it, and the way I think most people do it, is they just find people in the program that have cars, and they just like kind of carpool and just like pay gas money or whatever. Like for example, my roommate has a car, and he's in the program, so he'll drive to Stratford, and I'll be with him and a couple other people. But in the Gbda Hub Discord, there is a server titled Rideshare, I believe, which
Yeah.
you can ask for
Where people
rides
can
there,
link.
and
Yeah, there's
people
a
And
text channel.
if you're not in the Gbda Discord server and you'd like to be, just send us a message. We'll get you in there.
Yeah,
get in there.
I
believe
think
there's a link to
I
it
think in the
the
link
bio.
tree. Yeah, in the link tree, there's one.
Yes.
So that's a great resource for people to make connections and stuff. But yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
think I've ever met anyone who hasn't had a ride. Like if you do live in Waterloo and you're worried about not being able to get to Stratford, I've never met someone that hasn't been able to.
There's always a spot. Yeah, like just I'm just looking really quickly at the Discord spot right now, and in the rideshare thing, there's someone who's advertising they have a spot open. So there's always options, and also with the Discord server, every once in a while we might host an event there, and with things being online, so definitely a good place to be. Very occasionally, I know I haven't seen it as much this year, but last year people were having study sessions where they just hop in a video call and a voice chat, and they'd work with people. So it's a great place to be, great place to socialize. So definitely check it out
for sure. But yeah, I guess overall the commute, it's attainable. Don't be too worried about it. You'll be able to find something.
There's also is something to mention. There is a shuttle. It's not every day, but it is every. Graham, help me up on this.
It's on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays now. So it's been updated. Unfortunately, it's actually not running right at this moment because things are online. But once things are back in person, the shuttle will start up again. So Thursdays, it provides a ride from Stratford to Waterloo at around 5 p.m. And so you get to Waterloo main campus a little bit before 6. And then it'll come back. It'll leave Waterloo main campus at around 11. You'll get back to Stratford on closer to midnight. But on Friday is typically when the first years would have their GBDA 101 class, which has them coming to Stratford and getting to be on our campus and hang out with the upper years, which is awesome. And so that one, I'm not sure of the exact details, but it'll line up so that first years you're able to hop on the shuttle, come to class for your come to campus for your class, and then head back afterwards. So it works out really nicely.
There's definitely opportunity there to find rides, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So don't be stressing too much.
Lots of options.
Definitely. Is
there any other questions on the Q&A?
There was a few that I'm going to find in a moment. But in the meantime, what else is going on? How are we doing, everybody?
Doing okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the gist of it. You know.
Yes.
And things are pretty relaxed because it's just started out. So just a reminder, we're always gonna preach this on Gbj Suck, work-life balance. So if you haven't gone outside, if you haven't, I don't know, cooked a meal, or if you haven't eaten today, please eat.
Yeah.
Get some water.
Take care of yourselves. It's crucial.
Get some water. Go for a walk.
Exactly. Stay hydrated. No, definitely. I think especially with it now being winter term, I know winter blues are a thing for a lot of people. I know they're a thing for me. So just make sure you guys take care of yourselves. You have that balance between your schoolwork and then your personal life, hanging out with your roommates or whoever. And one thing I discovered actually about a year ago in winter term last year was that teachers and profs are so accommodating. You know, if you send them a message and you say, hey, you know, I'm having a bit of a tough time, would I be able to get a little bit of help with this or have a little bit more time? You know, 99% of the time they're going to accommodate you, you know?
Mhm.
So it's definitely, it's so worth it to reach out and just be like, hey, I need an extra day. I need an extra 2 days. And I can take so much stress off. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's important to reach out
Mhm.
and
I would
just ask.
say, just add to that what Graham was saying. If you're having those issues or you like might not reach a deadline, it's better to ask the prof and tell them your situation if you need an extension, rather than to just let it go and then apply 2 days later and get 0 or lose 10% or whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
If you're really struggling, feel free to reach out. The profs are always they're very understand. They'll understand you. They know what you're talking about, and they'll be sure to
Absolutely.
do what they can to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I have some more things that were said here. People was wondering if GBDA is more of like, is it a co-op basically? And I guess the answer to that is not entirely right now. It's an
Not
internship,
yet.
which not yet. I was gonna say we're gonna add that. It's coming.
Yeah.
But as for right now, it's we have what's like known as the internship, which is similar to a co-op, but you only do one internship, and it's in I guess the third year spring term technically. It's like the
Yeah.
summer after third year.
Summer between third
So
and fourth.
the reason why
Yeah.
it's not a co-op is because it's only a 4 month. It's for only 4 months, but we do get all the same resources as co-op students have.
Mm-hmm.
But for those who are going into GBDA this coming year, you guys get GBDA co-op, where you guys
Yeah.
will have 3 work terms, which is very
Mm-hmm.
exciting for the new GBDA students.
Mm-hmm.
But for those who are in the program currently, we also, like I said, it's still the same resources. It's just a shorter period of time.
Yeah. And I think with that, sorry, Charlie.
No,
Yeah.
go for it.
I think with that, like, yeah, although like the people who are coming in now have the amazing experience of getting three work terms, which is, I think it comes out to a year total of experience, which is awesome. You know, you still get so much out of the program as it is right now. The internship really builds a lot and lets you have connections with that company who you work for, and there's so many opportunities just during the school year with so many organizations. I mean, you can join GBDA Society, you can join Cube, you can join so many things. So there's really a lot of options out there.
That's another thing that we almost forgot to mention, is if you want to be on GBDA Society, now is your time. Check the link.
That is
Now
true.
is the time. Apply.
We're trying to get the executive
Nominate people.
The executive nominations are open, so you can either nominate yourself or someone you know that you think would be perfect for a position. And then that will go into the election phase, which should be coming up, I believe, maybe end of this month, start of next month. And that's when you really get a chance to try to get on GBDA Society, which is a great experience. We all really enjoy it. And I know a lot of us might not get a chance to be on it again, just from going abroad and things like that. So there'll be a lot of openings if people are interested. So make sure to check that out.
A lot of people are graduating from GBDA Society.
That is also
We're excited for some new faces to come in.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Very true. Anywho, away from that, I have another question here. Someone was wondering why there's no GBDA courses in the first semester of your first year. And I think the best answer to that is probably just because they're introducing you to the university style. And all the courses are very, they're essential to GBDA. Like, they're all great courses that you'll learn from and use later on.
They're just not GBDA specific.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and I think that's a great thing because, you know what? I think a lot of people our age at least I knew when I was going into GBDA, I thought that I was going to love it. And I did love it. Thank God I loved it. But a lot of people changed their mind. And with having those non-specific GBDA courses in the first semester, it allows you to understand what GBDA is going to be like in the future. But if you do decide that, hey, you know what, it's not for me, you can switch to another program. And I think that's all programs in Waterloo. They make them a little bit more general course codes so that you have those options.
Absolutely. I think also with not taking non-specific GBDA courses is by having that first term where you're taking more broad, just arts courses in general, it gives you the opportunity to meet so many people in other programs because yes, GBDA is wonderful and the people in it are so varied in their interests and what they want to do when they're out of school. But talking to someone who is maybe in psychology or talking to someone who's in engineering and getting to meet those people through main campus is a really great growing experience. Now I know like some of my best friends are in GBDA, but I also have some really amazing friends who are like in mechatronics engineering and things like that. So it definitely gives a really good opportunity through there to meet more people.
Yeah, that's a great point, Graham, for sure. But yeah, honestly, don't stress too much if you're like, oh, there's no GBDA things right now. What's going on? You'll, exact as what Graham was saying, you get that experience. Add on to what Kara was saying as well. You get that experience, that varied experience. You'll know whether this is something you really want to do. And yeah, through the first year, there's not as much GBDA stuff. Once you get into second year, like that was for me. I was like, yeah, first year, I enjoyed first year. Don't get me wrong, but I was like, I'm ready to get my hands dirty with all this GBDA stuff. And second year, I really enjoyed it. Thought it was a blast. I know you guys are going through that right now. Just a lot more of the stuff you're like, oh yeah, this is what I signed up for. This is what I'm really enjoying.
Absolutely.
And,
I think I think a really good gauge of how you'll like GBDA courses in general is 101. You'll take it in this term, winter term of your first year. And I personally, like in first year, I was sort of feeling like after first term, I was like, okay, like I liked the CS course that I had, and I liked the language I took, but and I liked my electives, but it didn't feel like GBDA. And then I took 101, and I was like, oh wow, like this is amazing. This is what I love.
Yeah.
Like it was my favorite course by far in the first year. And so, if your feelings about that course, obviously it's a bit different because it's online, so you're not getting the full 100% experience that you might be getting. But it's still a really good indicator.
I still think I had a great experience in 101.
Oh yeah, I took so much out of that.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's
fantastic.
What I was just gonna add. And I know, I think you guys lived in Waterloo first year, right?
I did, yeah.
Home. I was at home. I was alone. I have no one from. I don't know anyone from Ottawa who goes to Waterloo. Maybe like a few. I stalked a few people just to see who was from my hometown. But I still had a blast, and I think it's because you talk to the people in your courses. And
that's what I was. Oh yeah, sorry.
You make the most of it. You just make the most of it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's what I was just gonna add. Is basically, although of COVID right now, it's a bit tough. My first year was impacted at COVID at the very end, but I really enjoyed just like the traditional, like classic university experience of being on like the big campus. I think it was a great experience for me, and learning where all the buildings are and all the study spots and things like that, and just having that more traditional university experience before obviously kind of classifying into Stratford, I thought was amazing. So yeah, don't stress out too much if you're like first year's not in Stratford. You'll have a great time, you'll make the most of it, and you'll be ready to go when second year comes around. I think that's the best way to put it.
Absolutely.
As for that, I don't really have any other questions, so if anyone wants to throw anything in the chat, we'll have a few more minutes. What about you guys? Anything else you think? I think this has been a good
yeah, I think it's been pretty good. I think we are ending off on a really good note, and unless anyone else has any questions, I think it was a really cool experience doing a live on Instagram, so thank you for everyone who joined. Thank you for everyone who asked questions.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Hopefully we can get Graham's face on here next time.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Like it says I can see my face. Instagram says it's showing my camera, but
interesting.
I'm not sure.
We'll have to figure it out for when we try this again. But there will be a version of this, some version of this on YouTube. I might have to do some editing around because we do have a Zoom going, but also this as well. So I might throw Graham's face in there for the actual YouTube.
Hey, that'll be nice. Watch it again.
Everyone can see Graham's face because there's a lot of comments that we're missing Graham's face, but
that's true.
We'll get him in there next time. But yeah, that was awesome, guys. Keep in mind, if you have questions, it doesn't have to be right now. You could feel free to shoot us a message at any point in time, and we'll be happy to answer. But that being said, it seems like there has been really any questions. So that being said, I think that calls it quits on the first GBDA On Air live.
So,
I think it was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, that was good. All right, we shall see you guys next time, guys.
Bye.
Alrighty.
Stay safe.
Bye.